Uplink massive Mimo transmission schemes. Uplink massive Mimo. In 5G new radio, it will support two transmit schemes for uplink MIMO. First is transmit scheme, a codebook based transmission, which can also be called as a closed loop. So how it works, the network G node B tells the UE which precoding matrix to use through something called TPMI. TPMI is transmission precoding matrix indicator. Then user equipment then applies that precoder when transmitting. User equipment then applies that precoder when transmitting. So characteristics are codebook based UE picks from a predefined list. Frequency selective precoding for cyclic prefix OFDM. Characteristics of transmit scheme, a codebook based transmission scheme, is codebook based. UE will pick from a predefined list. Frequency selective precoding for cyclic prefix OFDM. Next, transmit scheme B, non-codebook based transmission, closed loop. How it works? The UE measures special downlink reference signals sent from network, that is G node B. Based on those measurements, the UE calculates its own precoded dynamic B. So in codebook based network, G node B tells the UE which precoding matrix to use through something called as transmission precoding matrix indicator. UE then it will apply that precoder when transmitting. But here in non-codebook based transmission, closed closed loop, the UE measures special downlink reference signal sent from G node B. Based on those measurements, the UE will calculate its own precoder dynamically. So characteristics: no strict codebook, more flexible, still frequency selective for cyclic prefix OFDM. So this is one of the important concept. RRC signaling, radio resource control, decides and tells the UE which mode to use, whether it is UE transmit config, codebook, transmit scheme A, or UE transmit config, non-codebook, transmit scheme B. So RRC signaling, radio resource control, decides and tells the UE which mode to use. So uplink to 4 transmit codebooks are defined for DFT, SOFDM and CPOFDM in codebook mode. Non-codebook mode allows UE to use transmit-receive reciprocity for smarter precoder choice. No explicit diversity schemes are officially defined in 5G NR, at least 15, for uplink MIMO. However, UE may still use transparent diversity transmission schemes, single transmit code procedures for diversity. So feature precoder selection, transmit scheme, considering transmit scheme A codebook, G node B sends the TPMI as mentioned above, and in transmit scheme B non-codebooks, UE calculates itself. And transmit scheme A codebook based on predefined codebook, transmit scheme B non-codebook is based on measurement based. Transmit scheme A flexibility limited to codebook, transmit scheme B non-codebook flexibility, it is more flexible. Transmit scheme A usage is cyclic prefix OFDM, transmit scheme B is cyclic prefix OFDM. So transmit scheme A, like choosing your food from a restaurant menu, it is codebook based. Transmit scheme B, like cooking your own dish based on the ingredients available. That is what analogy that we can get